The most exciting part about South African Rugby Legends is the legends who give back. I think the big thing about rugby players in general is the fact that rugby players look to see what's right in the world, not what's wrong in the world. And you have a look around here today. We've only been on this program for a short time, and you have a look at the number of people that have come through. We have over 50 people. We'll be feeding 500 families today. The support of the legends of John Smith, Joel Stransky, from 95, 2007, Elton Yankees from 2019 Rugby World Cup. So we've got great representation from all our World Cup winning teams.
It's been an interesting time, I think, for everyone with COVID-19 and the difference in our lives, in everyone's lives, those that have, those that don't have. And I think that these charities that we've all been a part of, helping to make a small difference, it's one thing to do it from sort of the comfort of your couch. It's another thing to actually come to a shop, get the goods, drop them off, feed people. And someone asked me the other day, what have I learned from COVID-19? I think we've certainly got a sense of perspective from this period, this COVID-19 period, that I think we'll all look back on in history and say, if we learn anything, it's about how not to take anything for granted. And you go to these drops and these feeds and you just see how desperate people are for food and the hope that this food does give them. So for me, it's hard to see how many people need food, but the more people do what SA Rugby Legends is doing, what Sarla does, what D&I does, the more we can help people to not feel so desperate about their next meal.
This is where we can play a big role in South Africa, not just by playing rugby or inspiring our nations, but also look after our nation and looking after the youth, looking after normal people. You know, there's a lot of people on the streets that's hungry, and that's not a good feeling, is to go to bed hungry. Provide them with something small, you know. There's millions of people in South Africa, but for us, if we can only change one or two people's lives, that makes a big difference.
Well, I think it's important for the SA Rugby Legends, one, to be seen, and two, to be seen to be doing something and playing an active part in the community. And it goes above and beyond rugby. It's about the community. It's about the people. It's about the community behind the rugby club. It's about the community behind the school that plays rugby. It's about the franchise and the people that support and the people that are affected by it. So I think that's the big denominator. And I just want to say I'm very proud of the SA Rugby Legends. And for me, as an ex-rugby player, it's a real honour to be able to assist in some small part or way with projects like they're doing today.
Amazing support we've had from Tightline Fisheries. Tightline Fisheries through McCain's have given us, apart from a lot of food, 30 tons of potatoes that just keep on coming. Bismarck Duplessis, through his farm, has given us incredible support. There's so many guys who've just really stood behind us, and most important for South African Rugby Legends, without Douglas Craigie Stevenson and Sarla, we wouldn't even be out of the block. So big up to them for their incredible support. They keep us strong.
Thank you. I think it's just important to note that it's a real privilege to be able to be in a position to help those less fortunate than us, and we've got a very, very unique situation with this whole COVID, and it's now time for everybody to see what we're really made of, and so to be able to be partnered with South African Rugby Legends is just phenomenal, and we can see the difference that we're making to everybody, and that's the most wonderful part about this whole thing.
Wherever we are, where we aren't allowed to play rugby, everyone who's involved with South African Rugby Legends is out there making a difference, feeding the community and trying our best to keep our country strong.
Well, I think, Sarla, it's not just at a time like this, is it? It's all the time. Whether it is, rugby academies, whether it's the youth, whether it's the old guys out there raising money. I think right now it's a slightly different cause and it's a different need, but it's always inspiring, it's always helpful, and it's always really touching a nerve. It's always doing the right thing at the right time. And rugby has a great set of values and a great set of characteristics that we build the game on, that we live our lives by. that we raise our families and we exercise when we're on the field. It's about honesty and integrity. It's about all those real core values. And for me, Sarla epitomizes that. Everything Sarla does just catches those values at the crux, the foundation of what Sarla does, of what they do, and builds and inspires. To see the likes of John Smith and Elton Yankees here, and Christian Skorts from the 95 Rugby World Cup, Evan Speechley up physio, to see them here contributing, Warren Brosnian. It's just the people with those characteristics, those values, they step up time after time after time.
Well, firstly, I'm a Minister of Social Development. And being a Minister of Social Development is about the well-being of our people. And in this particular case, it's about focusing on the most vulnerable, the ones who don't have the opportunities. And now with COVID-19 making it worse, that people are going to lose a lot of their jobs, and therefore they're not going to have anything, including something to eat. So for me to be here is about ensuring that there is support for those who cannot put a plate of food on their table. That for me is important. President Cyril Ramaphosa talks to us all the time about making sure that no South African must go hungry. And so what is happening here is a contribution to what the president is calling on all of us to do. Not leave anyone behind, and everybody must have something to eat.